Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to make this cute card. So join me in a second and I'll show you what you need and take you through making this card step by step. So let me run through what we're going to need. We're going to need What a Spring by Penny Black, stamp, wood mounted, butterfly punch. This stamp set to use the sentiment spring is here. Some watercolour pencils, a card base which is 15 centimetres square, doily, some pattern paper. I used this pad Now and Then by MME. Some square dies. They have little faux stitches, and watercolour card to stamp on. Right, okay, so let's get started. We don't need that just for the moment. Okay, so we have our stamp, and we'll also need, of course, the ink pad, which, because I'm going to be using the watercolour, I'm going to use VersaFine Onyx Black ink pad. I'm going to fussy cut the image, so I don't need to be too concerned about leaving a border around the stamp when I stamp it. I can stamp it anywhere on the card. Give it a good push down. Make sure that we're going to get a nice, clean, crisp image. Yep, that's fine. You can see I've had this stamp a long time, one of my original Penny Black stamps, and I'm going to keep it there because, as always, I use the image on the stamp as a guide to my painting. So that's what we'll do. We'll just keep the two of them together, and let's get our pencils out. So we'll start with the yellow and the orange for the little chick. So we'll pick up some yellow, and just give it a whoosh round. We'll let that layer dry, and some orange. I'm just going to use the spare piece of watercolour card as a palette there. My brush is too watery. You can pick that water up. And we'll leave the chick for now, and we'll go back and do another layer of colour. So in the meantime, we'll go on to the bunny, and we'll give him or her a light coat of the orangey colour first before we go on to the brown, just because that will shine through a little bit and give us a nice mix of and the brown. Yep. always leaving some white space. And you can dry your brush off and just pull that colour through so that the lighter colour can, and then we'll add a little bit of the darker colour to the edges. So we need to do these little pink cheeks. I think he's blushing because he wants to give those tulips to the little chick. So we need some grey for his tail, but we'll just use this black very lightly. A little touch of grey and some pinky purple tulips. It will dry a little bit lighter than what it is when it initially goes on. I think we'll go back and give the chick another little, that brings him out nice and bright, and he's there we are. That's better. So what else? The green, a green for, I think we'll just go in with the pencil for the green, just lightly. That's us. And I'm not going to do these butterflies. I'm going to use punched butterflies, so I don't need to be too concerned about colouring them. I think I'll add a little bit more to the tulips, just give them a nice deep colour there, just to the side. The drier your brush, the more intense the colour will be when you put it on there. You see that? So a very wet brush and the colour will be less intense. And I think we can just, that's already dry so we can't spread it. We'll add a little bit of brown, just a wee light touch, just a little bit too much white. And we'll just use our dry brush just to blend that right into the white. And I think I'm happy with that. Maybe just that lower ear. And again, a drier brush just to blend that in. I think that's going to be that. So, we're going to fussy cut this. I'm going to fussy cut. I'm going to decide what sizes to make the background papers. I've already chosen these two from the paper pad. I'm going to have that at the back and that, and I think these two sizes, so it will be that for there and that for there, and a nice doily maybe in the centre with the fussy cut image on the top. That's the plan. So I'll go and I will die cut these and fussy cut this out, and I'll be back in a second. I'm back and I have die cut the two pieces of background paper using my stitched dies. You can't really see the stitch on the patterned one, but you can see it quite well on the plainish one. So I'm quite pleased with how those two go. I punched out some butterflies from the watercolour card, and I fussy cut the two little characters. So I'm thinking of adding the doily in the middle, and we will put the bunny centre stage also with his little pal, and I'm quite pleased with how that is coming along. So let's add these butterflies. I'm going to colour them the same pink as the tulips, so that brings that through. So I have the pinkish colour here. I'll just use this and my water back. And we'll grab some of the pink and just colour the butterflies. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's a watercolour-y type look. There we are. Put the water safely out the way. My pencil. Give my brush a little clean. Okay, so that's us. We'll give them a little. So that's the punch that punched out the little mini butterflies, and we'll see how that looks. I like to do things in the threes. Maybe have another one up there. Yeah. I think that's looking very spring-like, quite Eastery. You just get a glimpse of the bunnies through on the doily there, and yeah, I think it could also maybe do a Mother's Day card if you left the bunny off and put Happy Mother's Day there, because it's got flowers. You could use a Mother's Day card, a spring card, a spring birthday, all sorts of occasions. So we want to get this spring is here on it, and I'm thinking I'll stamp it on a little piece of the yellow, and make a little banner for some place. We'll see how it goes. Just get that out of there, and I'll just reach for an acrylic block. I'll just stamp that filling is here. We'll give that a few minutes to dry, and then we'll cut it into a banner shape. Let's put that in there just now before I lose it. So let's get this stuck down. I'm just going to use this tacky glue. Just along the edges. I don't think it's got a right way up. That glue gives you a little bit of wiggle room, but that looks quite straight. Just spread that glue, make sure it's all taken. Yep. And let's get the next layer on. Yellow in the middle there. Again. Some glue around the edges. And we'll get it in the middle. That looks about right. Oh, it moved there. Oh, there we are. And then, oh, it's good that the glue gives you a little bit of wiggle room, but when you want to get it to stay, let's hold it down and do it. There we are. That's us, and this. Now, where will we stick that? Just on the slightly bigger bits there. The bunny will keep it, is going on top of it anyway, so that will keep it down. But we'll just go a little bit round and the centre. We'll just gently dab that. And we will put the bunny and the chick up on foam pads. I think the tulips are big enough to get a full pad. If they weren't, if they were too small, I could cut a pad in half, but I don't think we need to. And we'll just do chick with 3. I think we'll do a half square. I've already got 2 halves cut there. We'll give the butterflies a half square. And a half square, and we'll cut another square in half for this one. Oops. There. So we'll just take these little covers off, which seem to get everywhere. including the dog's nose sometimes wanders through. Before you know it, there's a foam square stuck to the dog. Right, about there. And this one, laughing up at him. There. And we have, I think we'll use these tweezers just to put these down. There's going to be one there. And one there. And a third. There. So all we need to do now is cut out our springs here. So we'll just use the and we'll just cut a wee fishtail end, make it into a little banner, just do it by eye. Now, so 3 places, here, here, or here. It's a big decision, I think, down the bottom. And we'll pop that on the foam pads too. Oh my goodness. I don't know, there's something about the top that's... I'm going to go with the top. There we are. So, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking a little tiny bit darker on those butterflies. Just not quite the same shade as the tulips. And I'm a little bit thinking I want them a bit darker. So we'll just carefully add another little layer. It just looked a little bit peely-wally, but there we are. That's better. So, that's us. All done. Nice cute card for spring, Easter, Mother's Day maybe. If we just change the sentiment, we could make it, I don't know, something different. Okay, well, that's me for today. Thanks for joining me, and see you again next time. Bye for now.